Hi guys, welcome to Piece of Code and welcome to this video. So in this video we are going to see which cloud certification would be best for you, because I receive a lot of questions where people ask me like which cloud provider certification should I do, or which particular certification should I do which is best for me, right? It depends on a lot of factors, okay? And so I thought let's make a video and see all the pros and cons of each cloud provider, which certifications they provide and its relevancy and all those things, and then we can have a summary of which can be best for you, and you can also choose for yourself which one is best for you. Okay, so let's start this video. So first of all, if you just want to go by the market share of these cloud providers, if you just want to go for the certification which for the cloud provider which has the largest market share, so you can close your eyes and you can go for AWS, any AWS certification, right? If you just want to go by the market share, I mean whoever has the biggest market, I want to go with that, right? So AWS has 32% of the market share, Azure has 22%, GCP has 11%, and others I did not include because these are the top three people, cloud providers with the most market share. And it is also interesting to notice that Azure is now 22%. I think a few years back it was around 15%, but Azure's market share has also increased, and GCP was around 8 to 9%. Now it's in 11%. So it is a good thing to see that Azure and GCP are also gaining a lot of the market shares. Okay, so that being said, let's move on to the first certification, AWS. AWS is the largest cloud provider for now as per the market share, and it is also the most popular one, right? But it also has its own pros and cons. So why should you go for the AWS certification? First of all, it's the market leader in cloud services. Second of all, it's my personal whatever findings I'm writing over here, it's my personally I have experienced all of these things because I am certified in all these three cloud providers. So documentation is really good, guys. So if you go to just if you just open your browser over here, and if you just search for AWS documentation, right? So see the structure of the documentation, the way they have grouped the things, the UI, whatever, right? The white papers, all of these things are top class. Nobody can match this thing. So I give a big thumbs up for the documentation. If you want to prepare in a detailed manner for any kind of a certification from AWS, the documentation is good. So you are good to go with the documentation. It's a big thumbs up. It offers feature-rich services which are more refined and easy to understand, which makes the learning curve really fun. It's also my personal thing because I have noticed that in AWS, whatever, if you go to the AWS console, right, and you try to use some feature, they have such a good, I would say, user interface, and everything is easy to locate. If I want to do this, okay, I'm here. They have very good tool tips, right? Whenever you go somewhere and you hover around some feature or a service, you will receive a tooltip saying this is used for this thing, and there will be some architectural diagrams maybe in the bottom which will help you to understand how it integrates with other services. So yeah, it's really easy. The learning curve is really easy because they have made it such good, so if you are into that, if you want a easier learning curve, it's not that it is that much easy, but still, if you want to use its services and explore in an easier manner, then I would say AWS is best for you. Documentation is good, resources are good, it has a lot of good user bases, so you'll have a lot of community posts and all these things which will help you to clear your doubts or answers and all these things. So yeah, support is very good and documentation is very good. I think these are also two of the main factors. If I don't know about any other certification, if I just want to decide based on this, I can go for this thing. Okay, if you are good to if you are new to cloud and if you don't know, you just want to get your hands dirty on the cloud thing, if there is no requirement in your organization, or you are not very sure if you want to do a particular certification, you just want to start with the cloud, then people generally go with AWS first, then they explore Azure and GCP, because it is easier, the documentation is much clearer, and the services are more refined. So it is better if you are new to cloud, you have no specific requirements, it is good to go with AWS. Another good thing is that certification renewal time is 3 years. So once you do a certification, most of the certifications are 3 years. You can go with, after 3 years you have to renew the certification, which is a good amount of time. You don't have to do a yearly renewal or something like that. It's really good. So that is also one of the pros. Now obviously it's not completely perfect, so it has some cons, right? It has a lot of variety of certification. This is what I have noticed, is that they have a very large variety of certifications, like foundation level they have, then associate level they have a lot, and then professional level they have a lot, and then specialty also they have a lot of certifications. So what is happening is that they sometimes start to retire some certifications, right? So currently I think they retired 2 certificates recently. One is the data analytics and another one is SAP on AWS. Let me just check it for you guys. I don't know if I am sure, so I'm just gonna go recent retired certifications by AWS. Okay, certified data analytics specialty and certified database specialty, and also SAP on AWS specialty. So these were retired in April 2024. So yeah, that's what the things. But all the common certifications like the architect associate, professional architect associate, developer associate, I don't think they will retire it, because it is very popular and it covers a lot of services. So the specialty ones, keep an eye on them if you are preparing. I don't know, they might retire them. Okay, one bad thing about AWS, what I have noticed, is the complicated billing system. I don't know, it would have been better. Somehow some small thing, some service you are using, even in the free tier also, I have noticed that if you are not very specific about some service that you are using, it might come into your bill. It has happened to me also, previously when I was new. I didn't get the clarification, so I had to call the customer support and get some clarification. But yeah, that might be a little bit improved, the billing system. Just continuing from the same point, services can be costly if not managed efficiently. Yes, because for example, let me give an example. For example, you have created an EC2 instance and you have attached an elastic IP address to it, right? You have deleted the EC2 instance, but you have kept the elastic IP address, right? You're still getting charged for that. And if you are not sure to remove that elastic IP address, then you will be charged for that. That is just an example, right? There are a lot of other examples also. So even if you are using the free tier of AWS, first of all, you see the limits in the documentation. What is the limit to use the free tier service, whatever, and be very careful when you are using the services. Yeah, that is one thing that might be improved. Now, due to similar type of services, the questions might be a bit confusing. Yes, this thing is that AWS has a lot of services, right? And people get confused because one service is like the other service. For example, in AWS we have containerization services called as EKS is there and ECS is there. ECS is AWS's own containerization service. EKS is Kubernetes on AWS. Sometimes questions might ask this kind of question, options might be there in the questions where you'll get confused, right? Some kind of for example, some kind of security services like inspector, WAF, shield, guard duty. So these are all kind of security services. They have their own requirements. If you are not thorough on each one of these services, this is just an example I'm giving, then you might get confused in the exam, right? So similar kind of services, and because what they do is they release one service maybe, and then they release an updated form of that service with another name, something like that. So yeah, that might be a little bit tricky when you are answering the questions. I should not count that as a con because it's really not a con. If you are very thorough on the concepts, you are good to go, right? But I'm just telling you so that you will keep that thing in your mind. Okay, so cost of some popular AWS certifications. Other costs are nearly similar only. Like if you go for the most popular one, which is Solutions Architect Associate, which is as AAC03, that is $11,400, $150. Developer Associate is $11,400, same price. And Cloud Practitioner is the foundation level. It's $7,600. Another popular certification is the Professional Architect, right? That is also one of the popular, but I have not recorded the cost for that. Let's see the cost for that as well. Cost of AWS Professional Solutions. Okay, it's $300. It's a double of that actually. Okay, so if you are planning for this professional certification, Professional Certified Solutions Architect, right, then it's $300. It's a bit pricey, but yeah, it has the largest market share, so maybe you can do a little bit of compromise on that, right? Okay, let's move on to Azure certifications. So the main advantage of Azure is that it offers a familiar environment for users already invested in Microsoft ecosystem. So I'm going to advise to go for Azure certification if you have a specific requirement for Azure. If you are in an organization and your organization, there is some projects, right, which are on Azure, or you are working in Microsoft services like Microsoft Server or Azure AD or some kind of Microsoft support roles, right? Then I would suggest you go for this Azure certification because it will help you to grow in that particular path that you have taken, that Microsoft path, because it has a deep integration with Microsoft technologies and it offers very strong hybrid cloud capabilities, right? Its hybrid cloud capabilities are better than AWS and GCP also. Why? Because if you have on-premise Microsoft system and you have Azure cloud, right, it is very easy to integrate this on-premises and Azure cloud systems because they are compatible with each other, right? It doesn't mean that AWS doesn't provide. There are a lot of questions we have solved in my question series where we have used FSX gateways and all these kind of stuffs. It also integrates with Microsoft Azure directory as well. But if you are going to go with the complete flow of Microsoft technologies, you are using them, your organization are using them, then it is better to go with the Azure certifications. So I would suggest Azure certification if it is for a specific scenario for you. If you are new to cloud, I would not suggest to go with Azure certifications. Okay, Azure is growing in demand. Yes, that is also one of the pros, as I've also told just before. Certification renewal time is 1 year, which would sound a little bit bad, because you will think that I will have to pay it again and again, but it provides free online assessment for renewal. It's free, so it's just pay once and just renew it like that, because Azure I think does a lot of updates to its services, so it keeps it wants its certification issuers, sorry, certificate whoever has the certifications to be up to date as well, right? Another pro in here is that the foundation level exams are very cheap, which we are going to see in a minute. It's very cheaper as compared to GCP and AWS as well. What are the cons? A person who has less experience, which are new to cloud, right? I would not suggest them to go with Azure, but if you are personally, you want to explore Azure and want a career in this Microsoft thing, then you can go with that. It has a steeper learning curve. I have seen that, I have experienced that the services, it is a little bit complicated to use, not that much, but still as compared to AWS, if you have used AWS before, then it would feel a little bit I don't know, lacking in that area. Documentation is not good as AWS. Obviously AWS has the best documentation. I don't know if anyone can beat it, but yeah. Free tier is not as good as AWS and GCP, because in Azure you get 1 month. When you create an account, you will get 1 month of credits, and the credits that you will get is $200. You have to use these credits within 1 month. I don't think 1 month is a very good time to check all the services of AWS. Sorry, not AWS, Azure. That's why if you are new to Azure, then you will have a little bit problems while using the free tier. You have to use it within 1 month. But if your organization has access to premium Azure account, you can play around in the sandbox account, for example, then yeah, it is good for you. That's why I have told you Azure certifications, if you want to do, it must be specific to your work environment or something like that. Okay, I hope that clarifies a little better. Cost of popular Azure certification. Azure Fundamentals, as I told you that the Fundamentals exam is one of the most cheapest exams. It's just 3,500 INR or $50. Azure Administrator Associate, it's kind of in the level of associate level exam of AWS. It has the same price as that as well, $150 and 11,400 rupees in India. Okay. Okay, GCP certifications. I don't know. GCP is my second most favorite cloud provider apart from AWS, and it might be in some scenarios also my favorite cloud provider as well. So GCP provides the best data analytics and data storage services. If you have tried GCP, you have heard about maybe BigQuery and Vertex AI. A lot of these things, right? So these are all the services which are used for data analytics and machine learning and AI related things. You can also use their LLM capabilities as well, like Gemini or something like that. Recently I have experienced that, I have used that, and it was really good, right? You can explore a lot of things. So if you are in that field, if you want some good data analytics certification, or you want to start with a very good data analytics thing, then I would suggest you would go with GCP. Even that data analytics and these machine learning services are, I would say, much better than AWS in my opinion. It is very good to use as well. It's very easy to use as well, right? Pricing is very simple. It has the simplest pricing, and as compared to AWS and Azure. So I would say that is also a very good plus point. GCP exam questions are very well framed. Scenarios are good, and it tests you outside of the domain of GCP sometimes, which is important. Yes. If you compare with AWS and Azure, most of the questions will be within the domain. So you are not that much tested. I mean, obviously AWS exams are also very hard, because as I have told you, they have a very good architectural questions in AWS, right? But it doesn't mean that they go much beyond the syllabus of your AWS. But in GCP, I myself is a professional cloud architect, the PCA certification I have done, and I have seen that they ask you questions outside of the domain as well, which is interesting for some people. Some people like it. I myself like it, but some people don't. So you can either count that as a pro or a con. It's up to you. But in my opinion, that is a pro, right? It also extends your thinking ability to use this GCP services, outside of the domain as well, right? And one more good thing is that, like most companies which are partnered with Google, I have heard that they provide the certifications for free. Same is with Azure as well, and same is with AWS as well. But in my information, I don't think AWS you can go for free. It is difficult to go for free certifications of AWS, even with, I think, partner. But Google GCP partners with a lot of companies, and you would get the opportunity to do this certifications for free, which is very, very good. Some certifications are also provided for free to everyone. I mean, sometimes this GCP, they launch some campaigns or some kind of trainings, right, which are free to all. It will be the training will be for some duration, and if you complete the training, you would get some voucher to get the certification for free. I have noted one. Currently there is one training going on for GCP certifications. If you want to do it for free, you can go to this link. I'll also provide this link in the description box as well. Okay, I have to sign in. Maybe I'll open another. So if you see, this is Google Innovators Get Certified program. So basically, it is you have to contribute 9 hours of learning per week, and it is I think a 10-week program. So edition 3 is already over, but edition 4 is from October to December. So you can maybe register for this. So these are the process. Yeah, you can try this out if you want. Okay, this is very good thing by GCP. I really like this thing. They are actually spreading their cloud services information to everyone and getting people certified, which is a very good thing, right? For free as well. And also, if you complete their, or if you pass their certification, you will get some swags. I mean, some bag or some t-shirt or some hoodie they will provide you, right? They will give you a voucher. You can get the swags, which is pretty awesome. You can show off that to your friends if you want. Okay, these are the pros. Cons is smaller market share, but it's growing, so it's okay. That's not a bigger con. Limited certification tracks, but if you are good, but it is good. I mean, it also has associate level, professional level, and foundation level certificates. But if you are interested in data analytics, then just you should go for this blindly, because it is very, very awesome. Okay, and I've seen organizations specifically using GCP, even if they are using other cloud providers like AWS and Azure for data analytics and machine learning purposes. They are specifically using GCP. Okay, and questions might be a little bit confusing at professional level certification. As I mentioned, they sometimes ask questions which are beyond the scope as well. So make sure it's like that you prepare very well and do a lot of practice questions and all. 2 years renewal for most certifications, and the recertification is paid. It might be a con for somebody, but it's not that much of a con. AWS provides 3 years, GCP provides 2 years. Yeah, it's okay, I think. So cost of popular GCP certifications, if you are doing the free ones, then you shouldn't matter. But the associate cloud engineer is $11,400, $150. Professional cloud architect is $11,400, and data engineer, I mean, this is one of the best certifications. Data engineer is $11,400 as well. Okay. So in a nutshell, so that was all about the information that I wanted to give you about the different certifications and how should you choose one. So the best thing is that if you are working in an organization, if you don't want to spend money, then if they have partners and you are interested in that certification, then please go for that. Take that opportunity and do the certification. If you are new to cloud computing and you want a general purpose certification with high demand, then AWS is a strong choice. But after that, if you are interested in some other line, you can go with either Azure or GCP. In my opinion, GCP should be the thing. And also, if you are new to cloud computing, if you are not interested in AWS, then please go for GCP. In my opinion, GCP is also, if you are new to cloud, it is also very good. So that's it. If you are if you work or your future career path is deeply tied to Microsoft technologies and you are aiming for roles in Microsoft things, then Azure might be the best fit. If you are focused on data science, AI, machine learning, GCP is worth considering. It is one of the best thing in these areas. Okay, so that was it, guys. I just want to check one thing. I just want to check certificate duration of GCP. So all Google Cloud certifications are valid for 2 years from the date certified. Okay, 2 years. So I was just confused. Maybe for some certifications it is maybe 3 years, but it's okay. Let's also check for the Azure ones. Okay, fundamentals have a lifetime certification validity. Associate, expert and specialty role certification expire in 1 year. Okay, this is a good thing. It's good that we checked. So fundamentals, Azure fundamentals have a lifetime certification validity, and it is also one of the cheapest. So this is really good, I would say. Okay guys, so that was all about this video. I hope you have after watching this video you'll get a better idea on which certification to pursue. Then if you still have questions, I put it down in the comments, and if you are connected with me on LinkedIn, then you can ask me in the chat as well. Okay, that is all for this video. We'll meet in the next video. Till then, have a nice day. Take care. Bye bye.